Hey everybody, it's Pat Mesiti here. It's 2:45, Friday afternoon, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, we are the hypocrisy, the double standards. It's time to name and shame, time to pull out the plug on the nonsense that's happening in this country right before our very eyes. And we're waiting for some people to come on board before we get started. I know many of you watch later on. Let me tell you, Wednesday, I had an amazing event on Wednesday with Peter Schiff, who exposed the corruption of the banks and how bankrupt many countries are. Bankrupt. Completely bankrupt. And banks are absolutely, totally, many of them, corrupt. But I digress. I want to deal with a couple of things today, and I want to start to name and shame. It's time to name and shame people like Lisa Wilkins. You remember gold-hugging Lisa? Golden child of, oh, we love you, Lisa, in The Project. And that hypocritical show, The Project. We'll talk a little bit about that and how they weaponized and played war games on an alleged sexual assault that was thrown out of court. But of course, supposedly, Miss Higgins got a $3 million payout, bang, 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 faster than an ATM machine gets you your $300. The Labor Party spitting out this money as fast as they can to cover up the corruption of Albanese, Plibersek, or whatever her name is, and Katie Gallagher. And on top of it, it's on video. It's on video. Do these people not have a brain? And they got the text. Now let me get to that first. It's amazing to me how this corrupt media in this country, 60 Minutes, a whole darn lot of them, and by the way, I'm going to get to some economic stuff. This was first broadcast on Channel 7 on Sunday night as part of an interview with Mr. Lehman, which includes Miss Wilkinson describing former Defence Minister Linda Reynolds as a nobody and an idiot, saying, who is this effing woman? She was at the time, remember, she was the Defence Minister, Linda Reynolds. And separately, thousands of text messages on Brittany Higgins' iPhone have been leaked to Channel 7 and other media outlets. The material was not tendered during the trial and was leaked by persons unknown to Channel 7, the Daily Mail, Sky News, and the Australian newspaper. Now, Brittany Higgins went public with her allegation on the 2021. Now, from the moment I saw Brittany, I knew I smelt a rat, and I still do. A leaked audio recording of the project host Lisa Wilkinson, her producer Angus Llewellyn, Miss Higgins, and her partner David Shiraz, maybe he drank too much Shiraz that day, just saying, in a pre-interview meeting, as well as leaked text messages between Higgins and Shiraz, have this week cast doubt over whether Senator Katie Gallagher, how dare you? Remember, Republican, how dare you? Senator Gallagher emphatic insistence she did not know about the story before it went public. The tape reveals that during the lunch, Wilkinson and Shiraz war-gamed which politicians and media personalities could add weight to Miss Higgins' allegation and the broader issue of misogyny within the Labor Party. They weaponised this situation and basically they used Higgins as a pawn. Now, Prime Minister Albo two ways, the hypocritical guy. Boy, I tell you what, Albo, you're getting on my nerves. I tell you what, I would love to expose some of the photos I got of you, but I won't. And don't ask me to do it on these chats. Don't post me. Oh, you should, Pat. Shut up, folks, and listen. Honestly, I couldn't do it, and I won't do it. But I tell you what, I will. I'd love to. Prime Minister Albanese has doubled down on his support for Katie Gallagher, saying she's absolutely confident she did not mislead the Parliament. Mr Albanese was grilled on Channel 7 by Koshy, who's exiting later. But the leaked recordings show that Katie Gallagher was involved. Plibersek was involved. They're all in up to their neck. And during this interview, Gallagher's name, they got texts before it was exposed. Now, here's a bit that gets me. Wilkinson, this woke and the project and all these, big, cheerleaders for the Voice, you can't even pronounce Jacinta Price's name and you racially vilify her. Racism. Jacinta Price today has called for an apology over what you describe a racist and derogatory comment captured on a recording, Lisa. Brittany, Mr. Shiraz, I'm going to read you what they said. If I did that, you did that, I'll tell you what, they'd be held to pay. Senator Price also called for the resignation of Katie Gallagher amid claims she misled Parliament as to when she first knew of Miss Higgins' allegations. Jacinta Price says, obviously there are derogatory and racist comments, but what would you expect from individuals that belong to the woke class? Especially Channel 10, she said. The project have never been interested in the view of a conservative Indigenous woman from outback Australia. They have not once demonstrated their interest in the concerns that I have certainly raised. Senator Price said she expects an apology from Channel 10 and Lisa, I hug my Logie Wilkinson. Who gives a rat's backside if she gives away a Logie? Who cares? Gives it back. Sorry. She said, I would absolutely expect an apology from the 10 Network and from Lisa Wilkinson. I certainly did not get to where I am without hard work, without the respect of community, without outlining very truthful, real issues that confront the marginalised individuals, those who are part of my family. Now, I want to find this. At one stage, Lisa Wilkinson appears to struggle with the pronunciation of the senator's name. You're supposed to be a world-class journalist, Lisa. You and your bandana-wearing husband. Or was it about books? And suggests her elevation to public office was tokenistic. This is against an Indigenous woman who happens to be smart, intelligent, worked her way to where she is, and honest, unlike a few other people. The Liberal Party, she said, has pre-selected over 20 new and wonderfully diverse and strong female candidates like, and what's her name, Jacinta, and then she mumbles away, she's an Indigenous woman. And Mr. Shiraz added, well, she clearly got in, clearly it was a safe seat. Wilkinson says, that's the thing. I was, and that was, as soon as I looked at it, I thought, oh gosh, you're joking. The only joke here, Lisa, is you. Mr. Shiraz says, I'm not racist. I've got a black friend. What? And Wilkinson says, listen to this. I want every Italian, every Greek, every ethnic person, every Indigenous person, listen to me, every Asian, listen. This is what Lisa Wilkinson says. And our cleaner's black. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got the plantation on. She got a black cleaner. Woo-hoo. Yes, sir. Get that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Lisa. Yes, Miss Lisa. We'll clean your unders. Yes, Miss Lisa. We'll pick up for you your dirty socks and your black. We'll take. Oh, yes, Miss. I'll wear the cleaner. You racist bigots. And these are the people that are pumping the Voice. That's what some people out there are backing. Wokeism doesn't want truth. Wokeism is racist. Wokeism is condescending. Wokeism, a professional journalist in collusion. And how fast did the Labor Party do the payout? Now, please remember, do you remember the girls, the Labor Party bully girls? Have a look at who they were. Penny Wong, Plibber, whatever her name is. I can't even pronounce the names. Hey, I'm not a journalist, so I don't care. Penny Wong, Katie Gallagher, and the rest of them. And when in Parliament this week, she was challenged, Katie Gallagher goes, how dare you, don't say how dare you, swear and tell the truth. Get a Bible out and swear on the truth. Katie Gallagher should resign. Penny Wong should resign. All of those women should resign. And might I add, Albo should resign because he was part and parcel of this. He's actually named in it. Corrupt. Corrupt. Let me name and shame. The governor of the Reserve Bank. Remember the bloke that wants to make your life and my life a living hell? Now, he's only got one lever to pull, so we're not going to blame him for the whole mess. But this guy who says that inflation is corrosive and destructive to the economy. Oh my gosh, really? Yet you, Mr. Governor, Mr. Reserve Bank, Mr. Robot Low, within a few hours of you belting 35% of the Australian population, what do? The Reserve Bank spent $25,000 of taxpayers' money on an exclusive dinner for Perth's business elite, just hours after they raised your 11th interest hike. In the Freedom of Information documents obtained by the West Australian reveal the total bill was $24,650 after the RBA lifted the tax rate to 3.5%. Now, and in its June meeting this week, the central bank raised rates again to 4.1%. And the governor sparked outrage from Australians. But according to the Western Australian, the dinner last month, after they belted us, including 140 elites and Mark McGowan, the socialist Mark McGowan, and executives, elites, including Fortuesque, Hancock, Proskin, PHP and Rio Tinto, Lowe was reportedly asked on the night above the optics of having an exclusive dinner. And he said, we're here in Perth having this fabulous dinner, fabulous robot governor. It's really important that we get out and mix with people. Hey! How about cheese and crackers, sunshine? What's wrong with cheese and crackers? And what do they call those? Cabanossi. That's what people have got to eat now. No, you've got to spend $24,000. I thought inflation was caused by spending out of control. You hypocrite. You and your socialist elites. I'm telling you, we're watching George Orwell right in front of our faces. Right in front of our face. It's important we get out and mix. On 24 grand dinner. And then the menu here included grilled barramundi, risotto and a lemon tart. Just after you belt 35% of this country, plus people that are trying to pay their rent, you elitist, bureaucratic, two-faced, double-standard people. And that's the nice stuff I could call you. Otherwise, my people that I hold me accountable will tell me off. You know who you are out there. Albanese is addicted to your destruction financially. Aged care tax. And the aged care lady gets up with her makeup on and just says, oh, we have to, they call it a levy. Listen to me, folks. It's a tax. Then, now, aged care tax, emission tax, medical levy, Medicare probably go up, overspending on NDIS, that system is a rort. Total rort. $25,000 on dinners after telling you not to spend. I could go on. GDP is a mess. Inflation that's happening right now. Let me tell you, our productivity is down, is 20% down. That's because of policy, industrial policy, inability, they raise your wages for a couple of bucks, 5%, whatever it is, and then belt you again, because they're going to tax you on that as well. Or did you forget that, folks? They only raise it to belch you more. They're giving you this bread and, morsel. The Labor Party has no idea how to run a country financially. And please don't tell me that's all that matters. Try living without it. Actually, some people are really suffering now. They are addicted to the World Economic Forum that you own nothing. Make no mistake about it. Oh, and by the way, what do they announce this week? Jim Chalmers, by 2030, we're eliminating checks. That's it? That's the best you got, Treasurer? I don't even have a check. I don't even remember the last time I sent a check. But if you listen to his rhetoric and his speech, which the media don't play, he gave a 5-point plan, and that scared me. And they use it in the form of, cybersecurity and this and that. Rubbish. It's to take control of your finances. They want to control your spending. They want to control how much you can get out of a bank. They want to control your health. They want to control everything about it. These communists with lipstick on, Albanese, Plebiscite, Penny Wong, all of them, these elites, Wilkinson, a whole lot of them. There's one rule for you and me and one rule for them. Peter Schiff on Wednesday, I'm tearing up this because it just gets to me. Peter Schiff on Wednesday, and by the way, you ought to hear what he's got to say about the Australian media and a case that he's about to win against some journalists in this country. If you want to hear it, you've got to turn up tomorrow. He exposed so much of what's happening, blew me away. Now, tomorrow, Peter Schiff is going to be doing a replay of what we did on Wednesday. It's on at 11 o'clock. You've got to register. It's not going to be on this platform. It's too hot. Now, if you want to register for that, in my description, there is a link. It starts at 11 o'clock. And one of my financial advisors is also coming on to share how you can smash your way out of this. And I do mean smash your way out of it. If you're using yesterday's systems in today's world, you're not going to have it tomorrow. Now, I've been telling you this. I interviewed a major economic strategist. She said we've got about 18 months left. You better do something about your finances, folks. And then next Thursday night, I'll be running a free, and again, you've got to register for it. The people that I respect greatly, one of the leading companies dealing in gold, silver, and precious metals, they're going to be giving an information night on Zoom. And I'm also going to put on here, no one's selling anything, none of that, nothing. It's just an information. But if you want to be on part of that and really be safe about it, you need to register on the Zoom link. I'll try and stream it on Facebook. That's next Thursday. But tomorrow, Peter Schiff, one of the smartest minds, advisor to Ron Paul, his presidential candidate, is going to expose the banksters, the international mafia fund, and what's happening in this country with the media. You don't want to miss it. I'll put a link in the chat. Thanks for listening. Please, could you do me a favor? Go to our social media, masidi.com/links. Join us on every platform you can. We have been shadow banned on some. I don't know. It's as if I don't know what I did. Well, the best I can think is that I had Robert Kennedy Jr. on here, who's now running as a presidential candidate. And YouTube and the rest of them and Instagram have shadow banned me. But I'll tell you what, there's power in people. If you go to masidi.com/links and join us on all the platforms. In case one shuts down, there's another one open. All right, now, last one, Sunday morning. Sunday morning, my message. Listen very carefully. You cannot afford to miss Sunday morning. My series, This Means War, I'm going to be exposing the wokeness in the churches in Australia. And I'm actually going to be giving you specifics of what's happening in houses of, well, I don't call them houses of worship anymore. I call them houses of Ahab and Jezebel. That's what they are. The spirit of Jezebel thrives under weak, woke leadership like Ahab's. I know many of you don't understand that. But Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be popping the lid. I've asked my team to relook at the message. They looked at it. They said, Pat, go for it. I'm not going to get into specific names, but I'm going to tell you what's going on in churches in this country and what's happening with the woke agenda, where some churches on Sunday mornings, rather than celebrating Christian celebrations, invoke demons in church. This is serious. And they wonder why they got problems. All right, Sunday morning, 8 a.m, Reborn. Don't miss it. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. You need to register for that. It will not be on this platform. It's mesiti.com/PS, okay? I'll put a link in the chat. And then, of course, next Thursday night, we've got a lot to look forward to. I told you this year was going to be solution-orientated. This Brittany Higgins thing got me fired up. But what got me fired up, and I never spoke about it before, was the hypocrisy of the media and the two faces of the Labor Party and the girls, the bully girls. And by the way, that's who Albanese promoted first. I don't get why he wanted to get rid of that 3 million so fast. Hush money? Hopefully it'll go away. Let's wait and see if they do an investigation on it. All right, folks, please share this message. Appreciate you listening.